Hey, what's up everybody?
Hey guys.
Welcome to the video today. We are sitting inside the lanai. We figured it was a good time to shoot a video because for the first time it is raining. Everybody told us when we moved down to Florida that it rains every day and all this stuff, and honestly it hasn't. So
it is today.
We finally got to go through our first Florida rainstorm. What's something that we noticed right off the bat is that it looked really scary coming in, and it just rains and then just moves on. No wind came through back in Kansas. If something like that came in, you get this crazy windstorm and it'd be really violent.
It was just different. It was just like a sheet of straight rain.
Yeah, just it was a different rain, I felt like, but it was harder and faster. But
anyways.
Yeah,
not what we're talking about today.
Yeah, not what we're talking about today. We've shot a couple videos now, kind of talking about coming to Kansas and then kind of our journey here, and then kind of a house tour or whatever, even though we're still getting our house situated. So maybe we'll do an update once we get it to where we want it. But we kind of wanted to talk about our why. We've got a lot of questions. This video very well can end up being a two-part video just because the content might take a little bit of time to kind of get through it all, but
our why. Yeah. My top why was the weather. If you know me personally, you know in Kansas I was bundled head to toe year round. I made the claim that the best part of my 2020 was I purchased a heated coat. I am always cold. I'm in Florida now and I have a sweatshirt and pants on. So my probably top why was the weather. I wanted to be somewhere warm. As a family, we wanted to be able to be outside year round. So again, somewhere warm for me.
Yeah, for me too. We are definitely beach people. We like to go to the beach. We've always kind of dreamed about being close to the beach. Even the last 3 days, I went to the beach every day and ran and swam and just
being outside.
Yeah, just being outside, I think, is number one for us.
The weather, it was a big part of it. New experiences. We were excited just to show our kids different part of the United States, meet different kinds of people, try different types of food, even just the plants, just see different things. We both have lived in Kansas our entire lives, and we just didn't know anything different. So we wanted to show our kids that the world just doesn't look like Kansas. So
yeah, I think for me too, just the diversity and the different cultures that our kids would be, and us, honestly, exposed to, just as an example, my son had his first basketball practice last night, and honestly, the team was probably a quarter white kids, a quarter black kids, and a quarter a mix of European, Hispanic, just a great variety of different kinds of people. Talking to some of the parents, they had Jamaican accents, and it was just really cool to just experience that. And I think that's important, especially with going on in our culture nowadays. That's just something that was important to us to kind of, if we had the opportunity to expose them to that, And so far, so good.
Yep. Another why was we homeschooled for the year 2020 August into 2021. So our kids were at home. So it seemed like the perfect time for us to make a big change as far as pulling our kids from the school they had always been to. So if we were going to do something, it was the right time. So that was kind of another why. Why did you go? Well, it was a good time for our family. Our kids didn't have those established kind of cliques. They'd been kind of separated from that since we homeschooled. They still had their sports teams and their family and cousins and that kind of things, which is still hard. But it was an easier transition not having to pull them from public school.
Right. Yeah. In Kansas, first off, they were the first school in the country to shut down. I'm going to be trying to be calm here, but first school in the country, Kansas was the first state to close down schools. Our kids didn't go back until they started going back in person, I think in March maybe. One of the last school or states to go, and then our school in particular in our district was just, I don't know. it made the decision a little bit easier for us, not knowing what was going to come next year. There's definitely, I mean, we're trying not to make this political. So it was not it wasn't the main decision or whatever, but it definitely did contribute to it for sure. Absolutely. Like if kids would have went back to school, way earlier, I don't know. We might not be in this situation. We may not have felt like it was the right time.
We may not have homeschooled, and we may not have felt like we could have pulled our almost 7th grader. I don't know. Yeah, but for us, it played into part of getting us here.
Yeah, that's not to diss like anybody that stayed in, like nothing. All that was just a decision that we made based on what we thought was best for our kids, and masks and online. It was just a lot of stuff that we didn't necessarily agree with, and so which kind of takes us into maybe like another thing why we chose Florida is because we agree with a lot of the general conception of what Florida is. They didn't close. They're very open. They didn't shut businesses down. Obviously, we owned a gym and it about put us out of business. So we just kind of agree. We really like the governor.
We love the way Florida handled the pandemic.
The pandemic, right. We agree with a lot of the way that they went by giving people just the option and the choice to make the best decision for themselves.
Yep.
And so that was another reason why we chose Florida. Again, not trying to get political, but just trying to be honest and transparent on like why we made these decisions. And I don't know, I think we just were, I think if anything that I learned, at least through the pandemic, is life can be kind of short and you only get one shot at it. And through our channel, just telling people, and we're just getting started, people say, I admire your guys' bravery and I wish I would have done that. And both of our grandparents said that to us, when we told them the news. And so I think we're just trying to be an inspiration to people also that want to do it.
You get one shot.
It doesn't have to be Florida, obviously, but like this is, and we're not trying to paint this picture of like, oh, we're living the dream life and you should want to be us and all that kind of stuff. Not at all. Really just trying to give you confidence to, whether maybe it's move to Kansas. I mean, I don't know, it doesn't have to be Florida, but for us, maybe it's the mountains or something for
wherever
you.
your hobbies and interests take you, you should at least explore it until the door's shut.
Yeah, so those are, I think kind of the reasons. We need to probably transition at some point here into kind of the gym and how we decided to
we got here.
Yeah,
because that was a process.
That was
a big, long process.
I know that we have like a lot of friends and ex-clients and stuff that are probably, interested in knowing a little bit more of how we came to that, considering we owned the business for 12 years and got really close to a lot of people, and we really kind of kept it hush-hush for a long time.
But I will say, this move to Florida has been something that's been heavy on my heart for probably the last 6 years. So that's something that I processed personally. Corey, not so much, but for me, that's been something that I've always desired. So,
everything that everybody's told us about Florida thus far, I guess the negatives, the weather, the humidity, it really hasn't been bad. Honestly, I've had a hoodie on every day, and so I assume the weather will get bad. I know that we're probably going to go through some bad storms and things like that, but Naples, why we chose Naples?
Why Naples? Great question. This was a huge leap of faith.
Right.
We had both never been in the city limits of Naples.
Don't know a soul.
Don't know a person here personally.
We know of like one.
We followed a couple families through social media back in February. So this is June. Back in February, we did come about an hour north of here. And we visited a town called Venice, and we fell in love with it. We did meet a family that live in Naples that were up there as well. Then we just went home and started doing a bunch of research. So we just felt like Naples had everything that our family was looking for. They had a good school district, close to the beach, all the shops and restaurants and everything we felt like we needed.
It's 2 hours from Miami.
Close to an airport.
It's an hour to the Everglades.
Yeah.
Close to the airport. It's an hour from Tampa. Tons of awesome beaches.
Yeah.
Which we haven't even made it to yet. Marco Island, Captiva. I don't even know them all. I'm learning them, but we'll obviously journey those when we do it. But
Naples was just a big leap of faith for us to say this is where we feel like we're supposed to be.
Yeah, and I mean we decided to only do a 1 year lease and not buy a house. Because the housing market's crazy down here right now, and 2, we don't know if Naples will end up being, once we get our jobs and stuff. Yeah, if we may learn that we want to be in another city or whatever. So we really just wanted to, take that chance and go that route. And so,
here we are.
It's been really fun though, because it's kind of pushed us already out of our comfort zone a little bit to try to talk to people and ask a lot of questions and try to learn and adapt to the driving styles. And I was joking on my Instagram page the other day that whatever the speed limit is, it's like 15 over that, but I haven't seen any wrecks yet. I mean, so it's just how people drive down here, but it's just different from where we're at. We've only been here a week, so it's hard to say anything bad, but we do love it so far, and
no regrets yet. But we will be honest along the journey and keep you updated. But that is kind of our why.
Yeah. So that's kind of like that's kind of part 1. We'll do part 2 on our next video, and we'll go into some more specifics about really making the jump to here and answering some questions. But in the meantime, if you guys would help us out, you can subscribe to the channel, which helps us out knowing that people are enjoying it. There's also a little bell icon. If you guys hit that, that will notify you every time we upload a video. We're working on getting an Instagram and all that stuff set up, but we do have obviously personal ones, but we don't have one for the FlowCam family yet. And so we're working on that. But hit that subscribe button, share, and comment below if you have any questions or things that you guys want us to talk about as we're going through this. Sometimes those questions help to help give you some confidence. And if we can help you in any way, we know kind of the process and some things we learned that weren't good and that were good, and we'll share those along the way. But we would try to help out in any way we could to kind of fix the things that were tough. So that's it for this part 1, I guess, of the move, and we'll catch y'all part 2.
Bye.